Otep, welcome to our Teachings of Ma'at, Stepping Out of the Matrix book study. Otep Ma'at, everyone, welcome to the book study. My name is Arcad Infinite. We like to start everything out with our affirmation. You can repeat it with us if you would like or follow along, but we started out everything that we do with our affirmation. I'm going to read it in Metaneta first, and then I'm going to read it in English. Unki em ma'at, ms, nintet aset em ma'at, min hapapet em ma'at, her ikui, per ikup. I live for Ma'at. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Ma'at. Every day I advance towards Ma'at. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to introduce everybody. In attendance, we have our good brother, Ahati Ma'at, the scribe, who is our treasurer, Art, which is the secretary, Tahuti Most, and I am Arcad Infinite, the chairman. Ahati Ma'at. Hati was taught under the great Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. He has been a serious student and teacher of the Kemetic culture and history for several years. He has written multiple books, including a textbook called Journey of Your Soul series, essays and articles. Furthermore, he hosts in-person and online classes, weekly podcasts, periodically creates documentaries. He also has experience in public speaking and academic debating. He is responsible for the creation of this study guide and the teachings of Ma'at. Next, we have our good brother, the scribe. The scribe, Lamar the Scribe Owens, is a writer, poet, spoken word artist, audio producer, engineer, healer, spiritual advisor, consultant, and business creator. He is a master student of the Natiru, a true follower and protector of Ma'at. Scribe of Tahuti and Ma'at, he studies under the master teacher, Saba Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. For the scribe, quality always outweighs quantity. He enjoys observing reality and incorporating these observations into his writings and creations to assist in the awakening of dormant DNA and reversing negative hypnosis. Next in line, we have our good brother Art, AJ. AJ specializes in training and educating youth workers, counselors, and educators about arts, culture, and history. He travels the world to experience how people live, and he shares it with everyone who is interested in learning from the research he has witnessed. Art has a master's degree in entertainment and media business and has been working in the music industry and with nonprofit agencies providing program planning, excuse me, and promoting concerts and community events in Madison for over 30 years. During that time, he has facilitated the following innovative after school programs for Madison School Community Recreation, including Hip Hop 101, Production 101, and MP4 music programs for youth. He is also the secretary for the Teachings of Ma'at and hosts a weekly study guide. Next in line, we have our good brother Tahuti Most. Tahuti Most is humbled at the opportunity to be at home in Ma'at with the guidance of Tahuti Amenhotep Ra, the Saba's Saba. His quest for the truth, as they call it, has brought him to the facts. In this experience, he has learned and will continue to teach that everyone has the truth, but it is the facts in which the foundation of anything one bases a decision upon should rest. This statement has increased his ability to find his place in the cosmos, and that place is here with you as a student of Ma'at. His journey continues to be an interesting and exciting experience. It began in the truths of Catholicism, Christianity, and the Jewish Hebrew religions. Realizing that these truths still left him with many unanswered questions and more confused, he continued his quest and found the facts in Ma'at through the teachings of the Saba Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. Tua to our ancestors, that good brother is home. His interest is first his family and second to manipulating this matrix to his will. The rest is all commentary. He is an ambassador of the teachings of Ma'at and hosts this weekly YouTube study group. His other interests include healing and health, investment vehicles, and teaching the facts of this wonderful existence. He is very excited to be on this journey with you all to bring peace to this world through Ma'at. As a student of Ma'at, we will continue to grow and learn together and be the best versions of ourselves on this earth and representatives of our ancestors. Hotep Ma'at. Last but not least, I'm RCAT Infinite, the chairman of the organization, Teachings of Ma'at. I'm a student of the master teacher, the great Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. I'm the host of this book study and the group, The Teachings of Ma'at. I am a true-hearted follower of truth based on ancestral artifacts over religious opinion, and I am a lover of my people unconditionally. I am dedicated to Kemet and learning the metal netter and loyal to Ma'at at all times. Today's topic: who are you? I'm gonna pass the mic to my good brother Ahati. Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
Peace, my brothers. What's up? What's up to
Hotep,
everybody
Hotep.
that's listening? I see Sister Shannon is out there. Greetings, my sister. Um, Before I get started, I want the brothers to just share a little bit about themselves, just a little bit briefly, and what their role is in the movement.
All right, so I am my name is the Scribe, and I am the treasurer for the Teachings of Ma'at organization. I'm also the technical architect. So any technical aspects that you see is created by myself, and I'm a studier and I'm a follower of Ma'at. First and foremost, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to live within Ma'at, and I'm here to also help others begin to live within her as well. And it starts by a step-by-step process of understanding that we are in a matrix, and these are programs that are keeping us from reaching the highest versions of ourselves. So that's a short and quick description of what I do and who I am and what I represent. And so I thank you all for taking the time out to spend this time with us and study with us, because the more that we have to, to take in some of this knowledge just a little bit, and apply it just a little bit, it will make astronomical differences in your lives. And I appreciate each and every one of you for doing so, because it takes a disciplined person to, focus on, one thing at a time and apply it. So I always will give extreme, supreme gratitude for everyone, who takes the time out to do this. So tuwa to you all. And I will pass the mic to my brother, AJ.
Thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Peace and love, everybody. Ankh Uja, Saneb Neb. Appreciate everybody for being here. I'm happy to be here. My name is Art, and I call myself a culture specialist. And I think that is what led me to Ma'at. I'm very grateful, appreciative, and thankful for my journey. I am very excited about what I'm learning, what I'm living. I love Ma'at under the teachings of Tahuti. Thankful for Saba and Ahati, our spiritual advisors and leaders. This book study is going to be transformational. I'm super excited. And here we are. And so I will pass to Tahutimos. Is that cool?
Hotep, Hotep, Hotep. This is the
What's up,
Hootie
brother?
Most. I'm so happy to be here. You just don't know. I am home, and Brother Arcad did a uh, wonderful intro of myself. I need not say further, but only this is that I'm a student, because I understand if you're going to be a great leader at anything that you do, you have to be an awesome student. So I'm humbled to be here at the feet of uh, Ahati and at the feet of Saba as well, and all you other brothers here on the panel, and all of you that are here as well in this forum, because we can learn all that we want to learn. But I tell you what, it takes the facts for you to make a great decision to propel yourself in this life and go forward. And if you really want the facts, you're in the right place. And I encourage you to strap on your seatbelts and enjoy this ride, because it's a beautiful ride. And we just getting started. So Hotep, my aunt, welcome all. Welcome.
Hotep, Hotep. My name is RCAT Infinite, and stumbled upon the teachings of my aunt. I was just searching for the truth, and once I found it, I had to move on it. I had to do something with the truth once I found it. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this study because I was accumulating so many books and so much information, and it was very hard for me to decipher. So I'm just honored to be here and to learn amongst you brothers. I call myself a baby embryo because I came here to learn, and that's exactly what I've been doing is learning under these great brothers, and it's just a beautiful experience for me. And I'm so honored to have been invited to even participate in this book study. So I welcome everyone on this journey, and I'm just a baby learning this, and I'm so excited. So excited. So welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome.
Okay, okay, everybody is here, so let's get started. Um, so before I actually get into the book, I want to give you a brief breakdown on how I met Tahuti. Because to be honest, if it wasn't for him, none of us would be meeting right now. So I first want to hail Tahuti. This is one of the reasons why I hail him. The hail comes from the hen or the henu, which was the arm raised in an upright position similar to the ka. And it meant great light, or the person that you were hailing was a person that you looked to as your light, your guide, your teacher, your sabah. That's why I hail him. That's why I encourage the leadership on the panel here to hail him. I met Tahuti in 2014 at a time that most people would say would be their lowest time, but I never looked at it from that perspective, and I'm glad I didn't because I probably wouldn't be sitting here today. So I was homeless. I had made I had made the greatest decision in my life at the time. I stepped on a train from New Jersey to Philadelphia. I had $200 in my pocket. I said, I'm going to break all my fears once and for all. My family's telling me not to go. My friends are telling me not to go. I have to go. There's something out in California. I have to go. So I step into Philadelphia. It's wintertime. It's February. It's cold. I got no place to go. That $200 will go very quickly. So little by little, state by state, the coup, the consciousness, as we all call it, the comedians called it, took care of me. It protected me. As long as I produced that light energy, that what we call positive energy now, it protected me. As long as I didn't stay negative, it attracted people to give me things, to help me on my journey. So I went all over the place. I met a lot of different types of people. And I ended up in Los Angeles. And my original destination was San Diego because I saw a placard of the beach called Torrey Pines in San Diego. And I said, one day I'm going there. So I ended up in Los Angeles. I got off the Greyhound. It was crazy. People running all around, drug addicts, meth addicts. You know, people asked me if I'm good and all this. I didn't know where I was at. And I stayed in Los Angeles for about a couple of days, and I went down to San Diego. And I went to that beach, and I took a picture of myself there at that beach. This is before I met Tahuti. So I felt great. I accomplished what I had, for the first time in my life, I had done something where everybody's telling me no out of fear, and I had broken all my fears, and I accomplished my goal. This is like, to me, this is monumental. So I didn't like San Diego because the culture, there was virtually no culture there. So I wanted to go back to Los Angeles because there's more culture over here. So I did. So I love the water. I love the energy that comes off the waves, the new. And one day I'm at Santa Monica Pier, and I'm seeing this large crowd gather around this big, muscular black man. And I'm like, what's going on here? What's happening here? And I see this gigantic python on his neck. I'm like, wow, a black man not afraid of snakes. This I've never witnessed this before. Okay. So I start watching him. And then he starts doing how we've all seen. He starts bending the spoons, breaking the forks, and he's performing magic. So now I'm really attracted. So I get the courage at the end because he told me after we got to know each other that he doesn't like bringing a lot of us towards him because a lot of us are filled with that matrix energy, that negative energy, and it actually hurts his performance because he has to go into defensive mode. So he allowed me to come in. I came in and I started right off the bat asking him, "Wow, man, you got snakes? How you bending the fork? How are you doing these things?" He starts laughing and he said, "Come back tomorrow at such and such time." I said, "Okay." I left. Now, do you think that I came back late? Do you think that I came back and had an excuse that I had to go somewhere? No, I came back when he told me to. And at the time, I didn't know why, but I did it because I know now this is a life and death situation we're in. The death of the souls. There has been millions of us that have been taken from the physical realm because we do not have what Tahuti gave me. So for me to sit on that for the rest of my life, which I could have, I could not live with myself. I was not put on this earth to only help me. I was put on this earth to sacrifice myself for you. And I say this all the time. I've told the brothers this. I have loved you more than you have loved me. And I will get into that another time. But I was elated to meet this man. I've never felt that way with anybody. Not the rappers, not Killer Priest, not. It was something about him that was different. So he kept telling me different times, come back, meet me here in the pavilion. This is when I take my break. Meet me over here. This is when I eat. Meet me over here. So finally, after months of doing this consistently, he invited me to his home and started teaching me there. I would still go to the beach. I would offer myself. I would carry the man's bag, and I would still do it today. If he called me up right now and says, I need you, I would go. I would tell the scribe or tell one of these gentlemen here, and I would go drop everything and help him. Because that man taught me the true meaning of loyalty. Not the loyalty to the matrix, not the loyalty to the Tamahus, but loyalty to ourselves. And I didn't understand that before because when I was in the religions, they don't teach you that. They teach you you're loyal to God, but they don't ever tell you be loyal to yourself. They say we can't think that way. There's something wrong if we want to be loyal to ourselves. And in the Medu Neter, loyalty means a great servant. That's the definition of a loyal person, somebody that serves. I was a taker. I was a taker for most of my life. I took and took and took and took and took and took. After I met Tahuti, I balanced out through my aunt, and I give and I take now. And that's called reciprocity. That's what this movement is all about. If you are not giving back to what we are giving out, we don't want anything to do with you. And I'm never going to lie to you, and I'm never going to sugarcoat things with you because there's just not enough time to do all this. We are about helping each other. That's what it's about. In any form or fashion you can. It doesn't have to be money. It could be a service. That's another thing. I talked to Saba today because I know there's some of you out there or the people that do show up to his podcast that aren't here, they ask, can they compensate some way without giving cash? So I talked to Saba today and he said, yes, if there's a service that he needs and you can fulfill that service, you can ask all the questions you want as long as your service is provided. So this is how we work because everybody has something to do here. This is what, and I'm going to be real with you right now. This is a revolution that's going on. Every revolution starts with education. You can't have a revolution without education. You need the knowledge first before you can start moving. Without the knowledge and you move, you're going to make a lot of mistakes like we saw in past revolutions with our people. Revolution comes from revolve. When you look up the etymology of revolution, it comes from evolve or to revolve. This comes from Kepra. The original word was Kepera. It meant to revolve or the sun revolving, as the Comedians saw. That also formed a word that means evolution. So people say today evolution doesn't exist. It does exist. Evolution means to evolve. It means to turn. It means to go into a circular nature. That's what this is all about. So I help the scribe, scribe helps me. I help the scribe, scribe helps me. And it goes on and on and on and on forever. So before I met Tahuti, I didn't know any of this. And in the not knowing is the part that hurts the most when I see people that think that they're right and I could see that they're not. And I don't correct them, but the not knowing is what's detrimental to us as a people. The more you know, the more confidence you get. The more confidence you get, the more moves you will make, and bold moves you will make. Right now, all these other channels I see, everybody's just talking all the time, talking. If that's what you like, go do it. If you love entertainment, hey, I'm not saying don't do it. I like entertainment too, but I don't like paying taxes. I don't like paying bills. I don't like watching my people get gunned down in the streets. I don't like watching them hurt us. So people are not going to make moves if they don't have the knowledge or the confidence to create something that when there comes a time where all that goes away, now what are we going to teach our children? And that's one of the main reasons I started this study guide with these gentlemen here, is so that your children can come and they can learn and not be fooled like I was for how many years I've been on the planet. So that's just a brief introduction about me and Tahuti. So if anybody out there is listening and you want to contact us, you have a service, you have some way to help. I know some of you are already doing a phenomenal job. You know who you are. Contact us through the website, and Art will get in touch with you and send you a email right back to you. Okay, let's get into it here. Now, Scribe, are you going to pull up his Tahuti's book, or do I have to share it?
I can pull it up if you would like me to, but it might be easier for you to do it so you can follow along, with where you're reading to. But if you would like me to do it, I can as well.
Okay, so you said, okay, I'll do it. It'll probably be easier. Okay, so everybody get your Stepping Out of the Matrix books out. Shannon says she already has her notebook, I guess, or her Shannon's ready. That is great. We were still talking. Shannon's already ready for notes. That is perfect. Let me find my.
Put a 1 in the chat if you have the study guide book. Let's make sure everyone here has the book on hand.
I'm just finding the book right here. Okay. Okay. Let's see the screenshot. All right, is my screen sharing?
All right, I'm sharing it now.
There we go. Can you see the screen?
Crystal clear.
Perfect. Let me blow this up. I can't see the chat, Scribe, so let me know if people cannot hear me, see the screen, and I will stop and go back.
Will do.
Okay, so let's begin, everyone. This is Stepping Out of the Matrix by Amenhotep Ra, also known as Tahuti. It says, Hotep, and blessings to my creator, my mother goddess, who nurtured me after carrying the seed that contained the Ka, spirit, that would eventually evolve into a redeemer and educator of the sleeping black-brown man and woman of today, who birthed me and helped my evolutionary process. She is the beloved mother creator of my universe and world, the vehicle chosen by the Natiru and the forces of nature to bring me here to this earth plane. Hotep, and blessings to my creator, my father, who planted the divine seed that served as a vehicle that transported me into the Hetharu, divine womb. Hetharu, for those of you that don't know, is the house of Haru, divine womb of my mother, who showed my mother what first love really was, who reflects through me to my mother because he has now passed on to higher plane, doing great work and learning on that plane. Thus I say, do not rest in peace, but continue to grow and evolve, my God, Natiru, Father, and do great work wherever you may be. Hotep, Hotep. So right here, Tahuti is acknowledging his parents as his Natiru, his Neter, not some singular figure that we cannot see. This is Secret of the Ages, Volume 1, Stepping Out of the Matrix by Amenhotep. Who are you? Do you really know? It is strange, the most important question to one's existence is the same question that remains unanswered throughout our daily routine. We feed the body breakfast, lunch, dinner, but how often do we feed the mind? And if it is food that helps us grow, then how old is our mind and spirit if it is never fed? There's an old saying that goes as follows. If you want to hide something from a nigger, put it in a book. This saying is very true, which is why within these volumes, starting with volume 1, Stepping Out of the Matrix, we will start the process of transforming your mind from niggers to gods. Therefore, this saying will not apply to you, and you will hear the secrets of the ages. You may be saying or thinking at this point, gods? Did he say we are gods? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. One of the secret of the ages is that the black man and woman were referred to as gods. Where can this be found? Well, first, I want you to look at yourself and ask, what is it that makes you different from every other race of people on this planet? One answer that you should be able to see very easily is your hair and its texture. If you look at your hair, everybody feel your hair. If you're not from a mirror, just touch it. If you look at your hair, you will see that it curls naturally into a spiral, which actually shapes into a number, and that number is 9, which, by the way, is the highest number in the universe. Every other number is made up of 1 through 9 as 12, which is a 1 and a 2, because 1 and 2 is 3, times 3 is 9. This shape, hair, birth all other hairs, which is why 9 is also connected with childbirth, or the 9 months of pregnancy, symbolizing motherhood, which is why the word mother is nanny or nana, from the word 9, representing the origin of a thing. This hair texture was always associated with purity and angelic beings, as seen in the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. And as seen in Revelations 1:14, describing Jesus, whose real name is Horus, or Haru. His head and his hairs were his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. This is the original statue depiction of Jesus and Mother Mary. This is found in France. You can see it's a black child and a black mother. This is actually Haru and his mother, Osset, whose Meter name was also, guess what? Marie. And if everybody listening has their Budge dictionary, sometimes the A, because the vowels are interchangeable, The A will be spelled Meri, is Meri. Okay? This is Beyonce. It says Beyonce depicted beautifully with woolly hair. Woolly hair. This is the Supremes. The Supremes wearing their 9 crown of power. Of power. This is the 9 hair. The word hair is from H-A-R or har. You can find this if you Google right now or use Start Page or DuckDuckGo. If you put in your browser right now, online etymology dictionary, and you put in hair, the Proto-Indo-European, which means before the Europeans stole our language, the spelling of it was H-A-R. The word H-A-R means sun and was the original name of Horus. Because when you go to your dictionaries and you look up Peru's name, sometimes it's spelled H-R or H-R-U. It makes the her sound. This is because our 9 hair directly gets power from the sun, which is first attracted to black colors. Which is why football players wear black lines under their eyes so the sun is attracted to that part first. It does not go into their eyes. The next few references will be for those who adhere to the Bible, because I do understand that most have come from that school, and I want people to eventually see that these Bible concepts originate from older realities that the middle of this book will start to get into. But for now, which is also why, for those that adhere to the Bible, Samson in the biblical story refused to cut his locks. We all remember Samson. That's one of the famous stories that is told from the Bible. This is Judges chapter 16, verse 17. That he told her all his heart and said unto her, there hath not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. Now the word hair is from H-A-R or her, which means sun. As we just discussed, because of our hair's connection to the sun, and Samson stated his strength was within his hair. Now, has anyone ever discussed this with you, what the word Samson means? It means the sun. And on a side note, the Hebrew word, you can look this up too if you go to the Blue Letter Bible and you put in the word Shemesh. Shemesh, it's S-H-E-M-E-S-H, S-H-E-M-E-S-H. And I'm not going to give it to you. I want you to look it up out there that's listening. When you put that into the lexicon on a Blue Letter Bible, see what word pops up. The Hebrew word for Samson. Because remember, Samson is the English name. So with this information, we must now ask ourselves, where does the white picture of Jesus or the prophets come from? And I am going to stop there because I do not want to overload people with information. Scribe, if you could put the screen on me. And everybody that's in the chat, so the scribe can see, just give us a 1 so we know you're still with us. So we ended on page 6, and next week somebody will present from page 7 and beyond. But I just wanted to give you a beginning, a brief introduction into his book. Those of you that haven't opened it yet or do not understand the concepts with our hair, and how powerful it is in its connection with the sun. You've probably heard of it in the past, but don't really know the details of it. That would be a great starting point to present the question to Tahuti, so he could break it down like he does in an hour long detailed answer. The purpose, and I really don't like that word, the reason why we did this book study is not to answer your questions. We're going to leave that up to the master teacher, Tahuti, but we're going to share our experience, strength, and hope with you, and how the teachings actually help us. Because we know all of you are living your lives right now. You're all in different circumstances and situations. So whatever help you can get from this study, along with the knowledge, will be most beneficial to you. So since the topic was on the book study, I'm going to focus on the sun. So think about the sun right now. Think about the sun. When the sun rises, depending what side of the planet you're on, when the sun rises, your consciousness, to our ancestors, the consciousness rose. The more knowledge they got and received, the consciousness rose. The consciousness rose and was attributed to the sun as well, because they could visually see something and relate to it. So if I look at one of these brothers on the panel here, and they're saying something, like for instance, I'll use an example. They're saying something like, I don't get emotional. I'm not argumentative, but I'm looking at them and they're arguing. I can see that image of them and realize that that's not the truth. That is not the reality that's happening, and therefore that is not ma'at. And I can immediately separate myself from that. Just like the light is separated from the darkness, just like the physical sun is separated from the night sky. And this is literally how our ancestors thought. Just like the sun, a movement grows and rises through the light. Okay? So when I was taught this about our hair, and I had heard this before, but I didn't know the relationship to the number 9 because I'd never been taught about the Fibonacci sequence, or the golden mean spiral, or the Mandelbrot fractal. I didn't know any of this before I met Tahuti. Peace to E Manifesto, yes, full blast. So I didn't know any of this. I also didn't know that number 9 is significant because it deals with our literal ancestors. Our ancestors were known as the Peshet, the Medu Neter word, and it means 9. It also means ancestors. It's also the word that created the term Kundalini, or the Kundalini rising, right? The light rising up your spine. Because the Peshet literally means the backbone of Asar or Osiris, which was the illumination after physical death. This is where we're all trying to get to after we leave these physical bodies. And I can't remember who I was talking to earlier, but somebody said something to me that was right on, that my whole purpose of following Tahuti and his teachings is to promote my products as a way to get people to stop thinking about the physical realm all the time, start focusing on your consciousness and when you leave here, because it's detrimental to not only to me, to the brothers on the panel, and to some of the sisters I talked to in the chat, that to the comedians, the revolution, the circle, was called the head, or eternity. So they didn't look at life like the Matrix where everything's linear. They looked at it in a circular fashion. So literally, we're in eternity right now. So just like the spiraling of your hair that actually created the number 9 that we write today, that also looks like the golden mean spiral, or the golden spiral, or the Fibonacci secret, was created by dark melanated people's hair. And this was taught to our children as we were young. So it was okay to let your hair out. That's one of the reasons why I grew my hair. I used to be as bald as Arcad. I understand some of us cannot grow our hair. There were great Keri Hebs, or now called priests, the priesthood, that for reasons they would even shave their hair. So I understand that. I'm not saying because you're bald that there's something wrong. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that your hair that you have long, anybody out there that has long hair, your hair is very powerful. It actually resonates on a certain frequency. That's another thing I wanted to touch on too. Is that Tahuti's number, which goes back to the Fibonacci sequence, because the Fibonacci goes from 1 to 9. Tahuti's number is 72. Most of us know this out there. That number 2, when we combine it, equals a 9. The number 7, because when you look up the meta-netter word to 7, means Sefku. The ku comes from the Kem or the Ba, which is the symbol of the ibis bird, or the Tahuti bird, was also known as the Ba, or the Ku, or intelligence or consciousness, and the Purim Haru. So the Sefku, the Sef means 7, the number 7. So the Comedians would call the number 7 Sef. So Tahuti was known as the Sefku, or the number 7. The Earth's frequency, people tune their music to 432 hertz. 432 hertz. When you add up 432, it adds up to number 9. Now, the number 7 is what the Earth resonates on, the frequency the Earth resonates on. This is Tahuti's number. The 4 main brain states, one of them is the alpha state, is the one we want to resonate on, which is from 7 to 13. Within that state, you are speaking like me, you are calm, you're relaxed, you are joyful, you are content, you are happy. The energy is just flowing out. The matrix wants you in the next state, which is the beta state. And they want you on a lower frequency that is agitated, nervous, worried about what you think, worried about how I appear to the public, worried about things that are going to happen an hour from now, worried about things that will never happen in my life ever. They have most people in that state, but our ancestors operated on the Earth's literal frequency, which is 432, which was the number 7, which was the Sefku, which, mind you, deals with your consciousness. So I got all this eventually from his teaching about light, which is the sun, the Fibonacci sequence, or the number 9, which is the highest number within mathematics, in the literal addition and multiplication of mathematics is 9. So this became life-changing to me when I began to apply it in my life. Again, people ask me all the time about Heka. And I know Tahuti just did a class on this. You can go watch what he said, because he's right. I could watch Tahuti all the time do his magic and might not be able to do it exactly like he does it. And that's fine, because we don't want carbon copies of each other. We just want different perspectives of the same mentality, which is called Ma, which is the root word of, which is Ma'at, which the root word of Ma'at is Ma, which is a literal glyph from the eye. That eye is called the eye of perception. So everybody has different perception. But I did eventually want to know the heka that stops you from being in fear all the time. I wanted to learn that one the most. And that one deals with your consciousness, the part of you that tells you that you will never know something because that is not you, which isn't true. I know there's a lot of you right here that are dedicated to Tahuti, but it takes more than a dedication. It takes you really understanding that the consciousness is right now. I am just in a different form than when we go into what the Canadians call Lightland, or the Photomic realm, or the quantum realm. This is what Tahuti explained to me over and over. So eventually, after, and this takes a while, at least it did for me, I don't know about for you, to where after a while my life began to change after years, because I had to believe. I had to stop being afraid of that bill coming in. I had to stop being afraid of that person telling me, you owe me this and you got to give it to me now, and blah, 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 like the banks and all that. I had to stop worrying about that. And I had to start taking back control of my life. Because remember, they put us in a life that makes us lose self-control, right? We can go to any other channel now and we can see all the brothers and sisters losing self-control the minute you bruise their ego. But bring them over here. Bring them over here. Put them on the panel with us and watch none of these brothers on the sidebar here lose control or lose their emotional stability. They will remain like Ptah and they will remain like Ma'at, which stood on standards. That's because we don't have any standards to stand on. Because nobody follows Ma'at except for us here. So that's what I wanted. I talked to a sister the other day. She said all she ever wanted was respect. That's all I ever wanted growing up. I got into so many fights to try to get respect. Never got it. The minute I stopped fighting and picked up the knowledge, then the respect comes. So that's what I'm telling you. It's all about the consciousness. There is no separation between the spiritual and physical. It's all an illusion because when you go to sleep tonight and close your eyes, you can still see very clearly, but your eyes aren't open. I remove my eyes right now, it doesn't do anything to the brain, except I can't see. I remove my brain, everything will eventually die, go away. So the eyes aren't the thing that are helping me to see right now. The light's coming into the retina, it's going to the back of my skull, it's being flipped around within a time frame that we can't even fathom, and it's being projected back out even before I'm speaking to you now, so that I can see everybody. That right there tells me that whatever goes on in my life or that I see is not to be taken seriously, other than the thoughts that are continuously in my mind trying to sabotage what I really want. And with that, my great people, I will leave you there. And let me just see, there was one more thing. Oh yes. So one more thing. So again, there is no movement without the Ka or the light energy or what's being called your vital force, which are the two upright arms. There is no movement, there is no you without movement, without energy. And then this is to the women that are in the movement. The movement is solely focused in on you, because it is you that are carrying our children, and it is you that will be teaching the next generation. There is no Tahuti Amenhotep Ra without the women, without the students. There is no movement. There's none of us. The women that are here, I salute you. You know who you are. You are the shining example to spread to everybody in your life, to let them know who we are, who these fine, consistent, confident, caring, and protecting brothers are on the panel, from Art, from Tahutimos, to Arcad Infinite, and to the great scribe. You women are because men are first attracted to you through your body. Once they find out what you think and how you act, then they will be attracted to the movement, and then they can show reciprocity, and then the protection comes for you and the rest of the females once again. So I leave you with that. The scribe is now going to take over because we're going to open up the panel. We would like participation, especially from the women. I want to see what you look like. Some of you I have. But do not be afraid. We're not here to judge. We're not here to condemn. There will be no name calling. Once that starts happening, we will handle that. You will be protected. All right. Peace.
Peace. Let's give Ahati some horns, some fires, some hand claps. Let's put some ones in the chat if you appreciated that information and that breakdown that he gave us, that wonderful, beautiful breakdown. I posted the StreamYard link in the chat if anybody would like to join us and have a conversation. So I want to give a shout out to someone in the chat, and that would be Mr. Truth Seeker 22 for the $11 donation here. Thank you, to you, Truth Seeker, for that donation. It's very much appreciated. So everyone, give some fire in the chat to the first donator of the Teachings of My organization. I'm gonna give them some bombs. Gonna give them some air horns. We appreciate you. Thank you. So yes, so if anybody wants to join us, please hit the link and come in and give your thoughts of, what you think about what we're doing so far. There's no pressure at all. Just come up and invoke some thoughts that you have. And if any of you brothers here on the panel would like to has anything to say as well, you may also do so. Let's see. To a fire. Shout out to E Manifesto for your presence here. It's very well felt. We appreciate you. To all the sisters here, Shannon Southward. I hope to be able to see you in person and soon in one of the classes or on the live here. Cannabis Spa. Hey, better late than never. We appreciate you. We appreciate your presence here. So thank you all for coming in and studying with us. So if
if nobody's gonna come in, that's fine. You brothers can share your perspective on what I read and let them know.
yes, AJ, if you would like to share your perspective.
I think it's really interesting. I have locks. I love learning about everything about us. These are the kind of things that I want to impart into our children so they can feel proud of their history and their identity. Our kids don't get this information early enough, and so it was a long time I went through life, not feeling good about who I am. And as I got older and started really delving into to culture and learned about, our history and started to grow, it was actually a friend of mine. She shared a book with me. And in the book, she had shared that, and I don't know how accurate this is, but, there are images of the in the a cool in the a cat, what looks like people with dreadlocks, and I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but there was a book that I read, and it said that in the ancient days, the warriors, the seers, and the priests were the ones to wear locks. I don't know how accurate that is, but I love the information that's shared about the nine in our hair and how it's connected to the sun. So I like that information. I will pass to whoever want to go next.
Hotep. Can you guys hear me clear? You
Loud and
guys can
clear,
hear?
brother.
Hotep, yeah, I just want to share something on the if you want to hide something, put it in a book. And just how accurate that is, and just touch on how important it is to read. Um, I couldn't read for a very long time. I'm not ashamed to say it now because I read very well. And I just want to say how accurate that was. I heard that a long time ago. I was very young when I heard that. But if you want to hide something from a brother, put it in a book. Hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. And I just want to touch on how important it is to read. And that's actually the acronym for my name, RCAT. Always reading, careful about detail. And it's a name that I created for myself, more of an attribute of kind of projecting and kind of like building myself and who I wanted to be, as opposed to subscribing to the false narratives that were taught as melanated people growing up in this society, as well as the the black man is God. You know that we're gods. I heard that very early on too, and it's a shame that I struggled for a long time to accept that, and even to uh, read. Like I once, because I couldn't speak, so I stuttered a lot. I stuttered growing up too, and I learned how to speak. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5, like later than normal, and I kind of had to teach myself how to read. My schooling was all scattered and it was all over the place. And, I just want to say that it's just important. And that's so true that they hide, like the information is out there. It's in the books. It's there. You just got to go and look for it, and you have to study. And it's very, very, very important that we study. And we don't. Overall, we don't, and we accept these false narratives that we're less than and that we can't do it. And like the good brother said, this information and just truth in general is so important for us to share with our children. Are we going to keep teaching our children the lies and the false narratives? um it's it's ridiculous. It really is. And it's just so important that we read about Christopher Columbus. We read about the academics that they teach us in their school. They're teaching us what they want us to learn, and it's it's keeping us prisoner. It's holding us back. So when you look at the teachings, so far where he's at in the book, where it shows those beautiful pictures of those beautiful sisters and brothers, just take a look around and just look at our people. We have these fake eyelashes and this hair, and just we're not even proud of our hair. We're not even proud of how we look naturally. We're not even proud of how we were born and how we came from our mother and our father. So we put on this, I don't want to say costume because I'm not opposed to, looking nice, but it's just extreme. It's kind of extreme, I think, because we're beautiful people. We are beautiful people. And I think that we need to start taking some pride in that. And, like the brother said, we need to start reading and educating ourselves. And we need to start appreciating ourselves more. We need to appreciate what we see when we look in the mirror versus buying into the false narratives of how we think we should look. Because it's pretty bad. It is pretty bad. And we have a lot of growing to do, and we have a lot of stepping to do out of the matrix. We really do. So I'm so grateful to be here and just to be able to learn with you brothers, participate on this panel. And I'm gonna pass the mic to one of my good brothers, to Hootie Most, if he would like to speak and share. But that's all I want to say for now.
Hotep, thank you for that, Arcatua. Real quick, I'm gonna be real quick. It's all about relationship. The first relationship that we have to establish is a relationship with ourselves. We have to begin to love ourselves. The Matrix taught us not to love ourselves. The Matrix have us looking at these boob tubes and telling us how we're supposed to look by what the television says. So as we go back and begin to love ourselves, as you can see, Saba's book is teaching us about a relationship about ourselves. So that's where we're going with this. It's all inner. It's all inner. When we take it inner and we begin to look and assess ourselves, we realize how beautiful we really are. So we'll follow up on this on the next class. That's just a little hook for you guys. So thanks for coming out, and Tua for coming out, and we look forward to growing together as a family, as Ma'at Nation. Hotep Ma'at.
All right, thank you, brothers. So now at this time, we want to introduce one of our guests who just hit the link. So we're gonna add you to the stream, Miss Shannon Southard. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. Thank you, sister. No, we cannot hear you.
There we go. You got me?
Yes, yes, we got you.
Awesome. Greetings, everybody. So much love and so much gratitude for what you guys are doing. The space that you're holding. It's just amazing just to connect with truth seekers. I've been watching Tahuti for a few months, and like I was messaging. I think I had a message with Scribe and I had a message with Ahati Mahat. And I just feel totally in alignment with what you guys are doing here. So I'm just really.
Oh, we lost her. We got her for a minute though. We definitely heard your words. We appreciate you. If you want to hit the link and come back in again.
Strikes again.
Yeah, if you want to come back in again, of
Come
course
on
you
back,
can, sister.
Shannon. We'll wait.
All right, and in the
Might just be
meantime,
your connection.
yeah, I want to also
see.
just a second, Ahati, I want to
Did
give
she come back on?
No, I want to show another donation.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Who donated first? Because I want to thank them.
Truth Seeker 22 donated first.
True Seeker, if you're in the building, thank you very much. Tua. First, because I want to thank them. True Seeker.
Hey, Shannon, mute your, if you have YouTube up,
True Seeker,
mute
if you're
your
in the
YouTube.
building.
So we also want to give a shout out to E-Manifesto.
E-Manifesto.
For the $10 donation. We definitely thank you.
When you're ready, brother, hop on the panel with us. We'd love to chop it up with you.
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Tua.
Tua.
Where'd she go? There she is. There she is. The star of the night. Go ahead, sister.
You are unmuted. Oh, you gotta unmute yourself, Shannon.
All right, we're gonna get this.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got it? Okay. Yeah, so like one of the things that let's see, Arquette Infinite was touching on with with the whole way that like we portray ourselves. Like I'm all about like expressing my truth and like what feels right to me, and the fact that people have to make their self a certain way to be presentable to other people, I just I really resonate with what he was saying.
Peace, sister. I appreciate that. I appreciate those beautiful words. We lost her again. Peace and thank you for the donation, Truth Seeker and E-Manifesto.
Yes, thank you. So I think this was an excellent introduction to what we're going to be bringing to you every single Sunday. So we appreciate y'all who are here, first in line, the front lines of receiving this and participating. We are super appreciative to you and to you all. And if anyone here has any last words that they would like to present, we'll go ahead and do so, and then we will conclude the stream.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out. This is my first time going live on anything, so I appreciate the support. I appreciate the support from you good brothers on the panel, Ahati, AJ, Tahuti, Mo, Scribe. I appreciate the motivation too, and I just want to share that, just let everyone know how these good brothers motivate me. The good brother Scribe with the beautiful work he's done with the website. You guys go check it out, teachingsofmaat.org. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful website. And I might add that brother's very, very talented, very quick too. This is something that our good brother Hati, he introduced us not that long ago. I would say like a few weeks ago. and we've been moving full speed ahead. And I told the brother, I said, I only came here for the truth, and I had no idea that it would motivate me in this way. However, if I was actually seeking the truth once I got it, what was I going to do with it? Well, the truth told me what I needed to do, and here I am. And I'm grateful and so honored to be amongst you brothers. And shout out to the master teacher Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. Without him, we wouldn't be here, brother. We would not be on this panel together sharing our beautiful experience. So shout out to you, brother AJ, Tahuti Mo, Scribe. I'm not gonna hog the mic. I just wanted to share that. Shout out to everybody that supported Shannon and the donators. This is more. It's gonna be more to come, guys. More to come. Stay tuned. Hotep Ma'at.
Except my You want to say something, Tahuti?
No. I'm good. We can wrap it up. We can wrap it up. This was awesome.
Okay. Subscribe. It's up to you, brother.
All right. Hotep Ma'at to everyone who joined us. We thank you. And with that, we are out.